Hey, this is Chris with Ricker Forge, and today I'm going to be making a gift item, mainly. So this is going to be a nutcracker. Be a pretty simple item to make. I'd kind of put it in the category of making a pliers or in that type of realm, almost like making little tongs. But I'm gonna make a very simple, basic nutcracker. So the whole idea behind it is gonna be actually have one made. And I'll kind of give you an idea of what the end product is going to look like. So it's essentially going to look like this. So it's got the pivot on the end, it's got the teeth, and then it's got the handles. And so this would be a good gift idea in case if you're not too sure what to give somebody and you know they're not allergic to peanuts or anything, or they have a nut allergy. This is kind of a unique gift item that will basically last forever as long as you make that joint good. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. I'll bring it down to the anvil. We'll talk about the actual stock that I'll be using. Okay, so here we have all right, so we got 1/2-inch square bar, and both of them are cut to 6 inches in length. So you need about a foot of 1/2-inch square. You can use round bar as well. It probably doesn't really matter too much either way, but it's very simple. This is going to be a simple process, just like tongs. Whatever you do to this piece, you're going to reflect it right onto this piece. So they're just going to be copies of each other, and then they'll basically fit on each other good. And then I'll be using a 1/4-inch rivet for the actual attachment. So I'm going to do a little less yakking, and I'll go ahead and get things heated up and started. All right, so I'm going to be using the propane forge today. Little wet outside, so I'm going to be checking that charcoal forge out. This is a great project for either type of forge. Probably be better off in the charcoal forge. Wouldn't be wasting so much fuel, but so I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving, and hope you're able to spend some time with the family. And to kind of reflect and actually enjoy the time that you spend with each other. This project could possibly be a good little present for one of your family members or friends. Heat it up. All right, so first step that I'm going to do is we're going to go half on, half off. Basically about 1 inch. So you could do it right here if you want. I'm just using this step as a measurement. So just to get that. All right. Using the round end, smoosh it out a little bit. Back to flat. Clean it up. Back to round. And back to flat. So I'm going to go ahead and reflect that over to the other side, the other one. Same process, and measure it out here. Putting that little dent, I don't know if you can see that, little dent, so I can step it up against the anvil. So we're bringing it down to 1/4 inch. That's my goal. Keeping it nice and simple. Alright, we're getting there. So it'd be about halfway. Halfway of the bar is my goal, so that's 1/4 inch. Take this guy out. Use the round side. Switch over back to the flat. Okay. Getting there. So this one I'm going to keep. The other one I cleaned up the sides and I kept it more to, I guess, I kept this all looking a 1/2 inch going through. This one I think I'm going to leave open. Give it a little more fat look. I am going to take off the corners though. Just a little tiny difference. Okay. All right. So now, what I'm going to do now, that's good. That's about down to 1/4 of an inch. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, move it up here, and I'm going to basically do the same. Mark it out, and then that'll be where the teeth lay. Let's go ahead and grab the other. Let's go ahead and finish up the other one. That one's about there. It's almost at 1/4 inch. We're almost there. Now I'm keeping the flat side of the hammer just so it stays clean, clean and flat. All right. Take these corners off just like I did the other. Go ahead and let's go put the pad for where the teeth are going to lay. And I think I'm going to chisel the teeth in hot. So last time I cut the teeth in, and it looked good, but to be honest, I think I could get more precision because it's kind of hard to cut unless you're using a file. You could cut the teeth in with a file with a lot of accuracy, but it take a little bit of time. I actually used my bandsaw to cut the teeth in, and it was if I took my time, I could have got the teeth all nice in a row and nice set out, but I think I'm actually just gonna cut the teeth in with a chisel. Now some people, they like to put the plate down when they're doing cutting. In this case, because I'm not going to be it's not on an end or anything, and I'm not trying to cut through. I'm just trying to cut teeth in. I think I should be okay without a plate. But we're not at that step. So go ahead and grab that. Grab one of these out. And we'll put the teeth pad in. So I'm just marking it out. Go another inch. But then I'm going to take this to here. Alright, so while I was doing that, obviously it's going to make this go out of line, but we're going to put it back after we're done getting this lip done. Alright. So I'm going to take this, it's going to be about, I'd say about half, I mean a quarter, bringing that to a quarter. You're gonna want to reflect everything you did to the other one you want to do to the other. So I'm gonna mark it out. Bring it over here to the edge. Go ahead and get that down to a quarter. Getting there. So this will all get straightened out after I bring this to a 1/4 inch. Oh, gotta open the big door. Guys trying to walk away from me. Get the longer phones out. Got a runner. Get him. All right, I got him. Here we go. This one's almost there. All right. So when I'm hitting, I'm actually rotating the hammer to get this backside because it wasn't flattening this side, so it's actually rotating it so flatten it better. Let's straighten this out. Okay, so we got the pocket where the teeth are gonna go. So I'm gonna be cutting the teeth right there. So right, I'm gonna hot chisel cut them in, and then but what I'm going to do, so I'll go ahead and I'll get the other side looking like this, and then we'll draw this out. And I'm going to put like kind of a ball on the end here. So that's going to be the handle. All right. Now, let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and get the other one to this point. All right, I'm going to draw them out. Go ahead and draw out these handles. So the best way to do this is, first I'm quenching up to the end of the part I'm working on. You'll see. I'm going to bring it over. So I don't want to mess that up too much if I accidentally hit it. Okay, so yeah, I quenched it up to here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start working on this. So I'm using the round and I'm using the horn to smush it. Okay, go ahead and start working on the next one. So I'm just rotating it back and forth. Alright, same thing, just quench that. It's areas I don't want to damage by accident. I'm a wild man with the hammer. Let's bring it to the horn. So I'm going to bring this down to 1/4 inch for the handle. And then ball this up on the end. So I'm going to keep working on this until I get it to that point. And then I'll show you how I ball the end up. Alright, so they're pretty much almost drawn out. It's about, say it's about 3 heats, and I'm gonna go ahead and round out the handles. So we're gonna go ahead and take that harsh edge off. Square, octagon, round. Make this part as smooth as possible, because this is where your hand is going to be touching the most. Alright, now as far as this, I go ahead and knock off the corners. Alright. By knocking off these corners and this edge, it gives it a nice round look. Now you can work on that all day, clean it up and mess with it, but just knocking those corners off. And now you could do that with obviously an angle grinder with a flat disc, but I feel like it's much cleaner and smoother just doing it right at the anvil. Alright, so this side's done, except for the teeth. I'm gonna knock the teeth in. Now let's go to the next one. I gotta make sure I knock the teeth in the right spot too. Not on the wrong end, that'd be a horrible thing. go ahead and same thing, just gonna square octagon round and then knock those corners off. I'm pretty choked up on the hammer right there because it's kind of going for accuracy. Okay, let's knock these off. So when I'm swinging, I'm actually swinging up. I'm hitting it up. So I'm not hammering into my anvil. Alright, here we go. That's looking good. Fantastic. Alright. Doesn't have to be perfect yet, because I'll still be able to tweak most of it. Alright. This is one of the most important parts. Gonna be putting the teeth in. You can do it with it already riveted, but it's gonna be a lot easier doing it when it's apart. So you want to make sure that it's. See how there's a lip there? Actually, it's right here. That's the pivot lip. You want to make sure. You want them to be on the inside of that lip, those lips. That back one is going to be what holds the nut while it's being crunched. Alright, so this is the side you want the teeth on. So just when you put it in your forge, just keep that side up. That's the best way to remember. Watch I mess it up. Alright, keep that side up. Alright. Go ahead and put the other one in too. Wait a minute. Sure I'm doing the right thing here. I'm double checking the side that the alright. When in doubt, just build it. See which side's gonna. Which side falls where. Okay, yeah, so the side where the lip is coming up, like I was showing, is where you want the teeth. Like I said, that part's going to be holding the nut so it doesn't come back on you when you're pressing down on it. Now when I'm using my chisels, I'll throw one of my heat gloves on, just to keep that radiant heat off my hand. Whenever you're working with plate, I noticed especially plate. You get a lot of radiant heat coming off a plate, and that'll cook your hand pretty quick. All right, so I'm just gonna drop my tongs and go to town. All right, putting it on the end. Drop my tongs. And go ahead and put these teeth in. It's probably hard for you to see. It's much easier to chisel teeth in. Try to mess with the saw. They don't have to be super deep, just enough to cause that grip. Cause some pressure areas. One heat teeth. Now I could crisscross it, but I think I'm going to keep these teeth straight. I don't need no crazy teeth. All right, yeah. Bring it close up. Yeah, they're just in there. It's good enough. And if it needs to be altered later on because it ain't gripping, they can always be cut deeper on the bandsaw. But all right, so let's go ahead and do the old drop tong method again. All right, got it. Facing the right direction. Nope, don't want to mess that up. Set it. Drop the tongs. Put them teeth in. Big hand's probably in the way. So I'd say he's about an 1/8 inch in between each other. You can make it sharp. You can make the teeth sharp if you cut at an angle. When you use the angle grinder, you can get really. That would actually end up making it rounded, but. Be good enough there. All right, so now I got the teeth chiseled in. I'm gonna go ahead and mark out. We'll get that rivet in. Okay, so I did do a little adjustment. I was matching them up, and I noticed that this top half was hanging over quite a bit. So I went ahead and just cut it off and rounded it over with my flap disc. But something that you can check, just making sure those things are even. Now they're even. I guess I must have had a little bit more material on this end than the other one. Okay, so this is where the rivet head's going to go. Go ahead and mark that out and go ahead and drill it out. A couple quick notes is whenever I'm doing any riveting and I have to have holes, I'll go ahead and drill one hole and then use that one. I'll use that one hole, drill through and use my, basically I'll mark it through that hole. So I have it perfectly aligned where I want it to be. And then afterwards, after I get that rivet in, I'll heat it all up and tweak some parts, make this flatter together, pull these parts back so you're not crunching your fingers when you're closing it. I won't do all that. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and drill this piece out. So yeah, this fits pretty worn out. Really worn out. All right. Go ahead and mark this one out. All right, so basically take the punch and line this up where I wanted it. And then went ahead and so let's go ahead and drill this. All right, let's see here. Okay. And then I just use the file, clean up the backside. So all that little overhang stuff. All right, so we'll get the rivet. Go meet back over at the anvil. All right, so got a 1/4 inch anvil or rivet. So go ahead and put this through. I like to buy my rivets a little long. That way if I need to, that way I have options and I could just buy one single type and I just cut it down if I need to. So I'm just going to make both ends flat. All right, so let's go ahead and cut this to the right size. It's hanging over a little, just a little slightly too much, and just cut it. Okay, so just gonna get this on the corner. Okay. All right, so that's riveted. Now obviously it's riveted pretty tight. So I'm going to go ahead and heat it back up and do the final adjustments. I'm going to pull these out a little bit more. And then I'm going to I'll probably tuck these in on each other. That way it has, well, I'll go ahead and heat it up and we'll adjust it here at the anvil. Alright, so we're going to grab 2 tongs and I'll loosen up that rivet. That's the action. I have to heat that up a little bit more, but let's see, enough heat to adjust it. We're going to pull these back. So I'm going to heat it up and Just slightly pull them back. That way fingers don't get crunched. Alright, here. Let's adjust these back just slightly. Just ever so slightly. Use my got some bending cams on the side. Go ahead and use them. You can use a bending fork to do this. Oh, that's way out of whack. I'm gonna bend it just slightly back. Too much. You don't know until you know. Okay, let's take a look now. All right, that is far enough. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna crunch your fingers with that. All right, now one last adjustment, and then I'm gonna hit it with some beeswax. We're gonna burn it in, blacken it. So with this heat, I'm gonna basically just make sure that action, that wonderful crunching action, is not impeded. And then I'll use that same heat to burn the beeswax in it. So let's go ahead and get you set up over near the beeswax area so blow all that smoke out. All right, here we go. All right, glowing, absolutely glowing. Make sure that action's good. Give it a press. There we go. And give it a little whack with the anvil. Make sure that rivet's in good. Adjust it. There we go. It's good action. Not too stiff. Okay. I did notice slightly curved off to one side. I'm gonna take that out. All right. Alright, so when you do this, you want to make sure it's not glowing anymore. But it can't be too cold, because if it's too cold, it'll just... That's still too hot. We'll let this cool down. You want to get it to the point where it won't flame up, but it will smoke. And that's it, basically cooking the beeswax in, and you get a nice black finish. Almost there. Okay, we're there. Use a little drip pad over here. Yep, still a little too hot. Okay, I think we're at the right temperature now. Yep. Burn that wax in. Alright, starting to get that nice look. Go ahead and grab a cotton cloth and soak up some of this excess. All right. Make sure you get inside the teeth area. So this, as long as this is kept indoors, not left out in the elements or thrown in the sink or exposed to water, this finish will last the rest of its life. Okay, so there we have it. We have a nutcracker. So this will be given as a gift. Seems to come out okay. Alright, I appreciate you watching. I hope you have a good Christmas and safe New Year's. And I hope you enjoy the time with your family, and God bless everybody. Thank you.